We're in a semi-arid part of the world, and sometimes we see what we saw in July, which is very wet. A lot of the time we see what we've seen over the last 2 months, which is very dry conditions.
The devastating floods in July brought over 900% of the normal amount of water into the lakes and rivers.
We're about 88% full and in pretty good shape compared to where we were this time last year going into the fall and winter months.
In June, the LCRA reported Lake Travis at 637 feet and Lake Buchanan at 1,000 feet. By August, Lake Travis rose to 673 and Lake Buchanan at 1,018 feet.
How much of the Colorado River do you guys service?
Sure. So the Lower Colorado River Authority is responsible for the lower 2/3 of the Colorado River system.
John Hoffman with the LCRA says the winter months usually see less water usage than the summer months, specifically for landscaping.
And it's a great time for people to think about, okay, what do I want to do to conserve water next year in the spring?
The rivers and the lakes, they service over 1 million people. When there's enough water, they release the water down to Lake Austin, and that helps out the city of Austin and utilities. But the same can't be said downstream as you get to some of the aquifers. They're in a bit more trouble as they don't have as much water.
Since January 2022, we're missing about 25 inches of rainfall. You know, getting slightly above average rainfall in July of this year isn't enough to close that rainfall deficit and get us out of drought.
The Barton Springs Edwards Aquifer Conservation District focuses on the health of the spring water and the flow, which recently declared a Stage 3 exceptional drought on September 12, 2025. Only the second time in its history to do so.
What could happen is that we could descend into Stage 4 emergency response period, which our district has never entered before.
The district actually has two drought triggers, one of them being Barton Springs.
Justin Camp, a hydrogeologist with the Barton Springs Edwards Aquifer Conservation District, takes measurements of the water's flow.
Without rain, water levels in wells and spring flows have been declining. And so here at Barton Springs, we're seeing flows that are measured in cubic feet per second in the low teens.
1 cubic foot is about the amount of water that would fill up a beach ball. So 13 beach balls about are coming out every second. But on average, flow from the springs is about 60 CFS, so 60 beach balls worth of water coming out every second. So right now we're seeing less than a fourth of what flow should be at Barton Springs.
Average rainfall for December through February is 7.25 inches of rainfall. However, with the La Nina expected to persist, warmer and drier conditions are here to stay.
50% of Texans rely on groundwater for their sole water provider. People in the city of Buda, in Kyle, and in those communities around that area, they're really relying on the aquifers.
Freddie Vela, KXAN News.